Hello, my lovely Taurus people. This is for the week of September 8th, or when you get this and it resonates, and it won't be for every Taurus, of course. But I'm smiling because as I'm starting to do this reading, actually before, what I was getting was, the phrases I was getting was, what if you just decide, I'm not going to worry about this? Whoa, is that a choice? Yes, it is. Okay, well, let's just see. If I don't worry about this, let's see what happens if I don't worry about it. Then as I sat down to do this reading, I was seeing you with a magic wand. And it was literally like you were riding across the sky and lighting up the stars with this wand, and with like delight, absolute delight at the possibility of what you could do. Then I was hearing the phrases, what if? And if only, and I wonder what. And it was all that sense, again, that sense of wonder, that sense of, okay, what if I don't worry? What if? Again, there's that what if. What if I don't worry? What if I allow myself to? And the thing that I'm getting with this is you're being asked to remember, Taurus. Excuse me. Beyond being workers and beyond, you've got that kind of label that you're hard workers, you also have great imagination. And you're being asked to apply that imagination to a sense of wonder, to a sense of possibility. It's literally as though you're being shown this is the structure of your thinking and your imagination. There's this framework around it. What if you just open it up to all possibility? What would happen then? If you had a magic wand and you knew you could wave it and create whatever you wanted, what would it be? And the thing is, it doesn't have to be huge. It might be a new species of orchid. It might be creating a beautiful chalet for yourself. It might be a work of art. It might be zapping yourself to another country and living in a villa. It might be something that is like traveling through the stars, being able to teleport. It could be as fantastical or as simple as you want to. It's beyond the structure. I'm getting a real sense of wonderment. And I feel like the part of the Taurus gang that I'm reading for, you're probably the ones who love science fiction and fantasy and things that take your mind into that space. What you're being asked to do, Taurus, is consider the very real possibility that all of those things that you associate with science fiction and fantasy and as being impossible are possible. That when you're working within the context of the metaphysical and you're working with energy at that level, there is so much more possibility to change material reality than that you've ever conceived. And no, you may not be physically transporting yourself to another galaxy, but psychically you might be. The idea is to open it up, to be able to laugh at it, to be able to giggle and have fun. Now, the other thing that they're reminding me of, Spirit's reminding me of here, Taurus, because it is time for you to have fun. It's time. And interestingly enough, and what they're saying is, remember that when you have fun, what you're doing is you're in more of a creative, not just creative as in I will create a work of art, but you are in a more creative state. You are in a state more able to manifest and build and grow, and within a frequency and a vibration that is of a much higher, potentially beneficial production. Oh, and there you go, love. Yes. Much more beneficial production of things. Beneficial. Okay, slow down, Lynn. You're able to produce things that are more supportive of the values you believe in humanity. There you go. Whatever you produce is going to be more supportive of that frequency, of that energy, of those values. Now, I also really love this card. Right next to the resistance card, you get love. So resistance, what they were asking me to remind you of, Taurus, is that sometimes resistance doesn't feel like, "Ugh," or no, I won't. Sometimes resistance can show up in apathy. I just don't want to do that anymore. Or, why do I bother? It can show up in a kind of boredom, a kind of apathy, just like not really wanting to engage with what you've been engaging with. And a kind of, sometimes it can come in as a frustration. But generally speaking, when there's resistance, it's to anything in your life, it's a sign that you've probably outgrown it. It has probably outgrown its function for you or its benefit to you. And it can either be let go or adjusted in a way where it inspires you again, where you feel more inspired, where you feel freer. Okay, so you're being asked to look at areas where you might feel resistance, either in like real psychological resistance to it or a sense of apathy or not wanting to engage with it, and to look at that. And of course, the antidote to that is remembering love as an energy that you radiate. It is not just a feeling that you have for a person or a thing. It is a state of being, Taurus. And you are being reminded of that fact that love in its purest form is a state of being which can influence our behavior but does not rely on actions in order to be felt or to have a positive effect. It radiates from us like lights from a bonfire or dreams from a dreamer. So you're being asked to remember that, because within this vision of beautiful, fantastical imagery that they're giving me for you, and again, with that sense of appreciation and gratitude and enjoyment and pleasure, what I'm also getting is the reminder of the fact that that is all creative energy, and love is creative energy. And when you tap into that energy within yourself, reminding yourself that that is your core essence, that is when your ability to create and your ability to create, your ability to manifest and manipulate energy, and also the intuition and the creative inspiration comes from that too. And then the last card you get for this reading, hello sweetheart, is who says why not? So if you find yourself looking at anything that you'd like, and it says why not, who says so, this is where some of your real learning can come from in terms of where some of your restrictions have been. Is this the kind of thing? So set yourself free from internal rules that say no. Set yourself free from the external faces that you imagine enforce these no's. Take note of what and who they are, but then say yes to yourself. So that is, again, opening up to all possibility. And in the process of learning about yourself and understanding where your motivations come from and where some of your restrictions on your ability to be delighted come from, that, who says, why not? You get to look at that, and you get to see who are the people that had that belief, and what was it? Was it things like that don't happen to people like us, or don't think you're so big that you can do all of that stuff, or whatever it is, or even sometimes just watching people model failure and disappointment and hopelessness. And sometimes, it's really sometimes out of a kind of loyalty, without meaning to, we'll carry that if our parents have had that. So touch in, because it may not have been something somebody actually said to you. It might have been something that was modeled to you, and it might have been something you've taken on as kind of almost out of a loyalty. Is that, are you able to be happier than your family, than your parents? Are you allowed to be smarter, better, richer, happier, more delighted? Are you allowing yourself to be more, bigger, have a belief in a faith that they didn't have? Check out those things if you find yourself getting stuck on expanding into delightful possibilities. Okay, Taurus? This is a lovely reading for you. And Spirit is really saying, go for it. Really allow yourself wonderment. Okay? Take care. Hello, sweetheart.